What do you want if you want to stick as many people comfortably in a car as possible? You want something that's relatively cheap. What about a 4th generation Mazda 3? This is Mazda's latest iteration of Kodo design, which is some design philosophy that's meant to encompass motion and fluidity. The new design, I think, looks especially clean and crisp. The grille, everything about this car is new. Everything is new except for the engines and the transmissions. The lights are LED, and on the top model, the Astina, which is this one, they also have auto on and auto high beam. It is brilliant. It is absolutely packed with stuff, packed. And remember, this is just a humble small hatch. When you've finished with the car, pop the key in your pocket and just walk away, and the car locks itself. Once you've walked away and unlocked, all you have to do is slip your hand into the handle and the door opens because the key's in your pocket. But one of the things that the Japanese execs, the designers of this car, pointed out to us was that the side is completely free of character lines. There is a bit of a line here, but apart from that, there's no unnecessary cuts and creases like some brands have. The other thing is this beautiful coupe shape at the low roof and the way it comes up at the back and looks so pert. In fact, I don't think it's by accident that this reminds me very slightly of a Jaguar I-Pace. Wheels and tyres are bespoke for this car, so they've also made the car quieter. They put sound deadening in the actual car itself. So not just in the doors and panels where most brands normally do it. Inside here are rubber mounts that baffle the car against noise. It is just extraordinary. Back seat is a very nice place to be. Also, these seats are designed with the S-curve of the human body in mind. There's about 10 centimeters between my knees and the seat in front with this seat set for me to drive. But importantly, the roof is so low and this swoops down very, very low at the back, and it's about level with my eyes. That's really low, but I've still got about 2 centimeters of headspace, even with a sunroof. Mazda engineers went to great lengths to point out that all of the instruments are facing the driver, including this infotainment system, which, as you can see, has been moved further back. Because it is so far back, it's not a touchscreen. Down below that are the air conditioning controls. There's dual zone climate and the reimagined center console. Importantly here, the armrests on both sides are at the same height. So that means you can drive along happily like this on really long drives. The system has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Again, it's not a touch screen, so you have to use this central unit to control it. Also here is the auto hold and parking brake. The sport settings are just in front of that, and the cup holders are just in front of the gear lever. What Mazda has done is taken out everything that isn't necessary. The trim around the center console is not bright, shiny metal. The trim across here has been kept to a minimum. This is all soft. The top of the dash is soft. In short, this interior is beautiful. Mazda engineers have put so much work into how this car looks and feels to drive. The seats, for example, follow the natural S-curve of your body. The material is sound deadening. There's also sound deadening, as I mentioned, in the body of the car itself. And what that means is that normal urban driving like this is so quiet. The tyres, they're specially made for Mazda 3 as well. They've thrown a lot of extras at this. For example, they all have heads-up display, so I can see traffic signs, speed, and speed recognition all displayed right on the windscreen in front of me. Not only that, I've muted the satellite navigation, but I can see the directions in the heads-up display in front of me. It really is brilliant. It is brilliant. As far as handling goes, that was a hairpin, and this went around like it was on rails. This handles like an expensive car, and it's not. And even the base grade models handle brilliantly. Noise from the engine is minimal because the engineers have made sure that's kept to a minimum as well. They know that the holes cut in the body panels of the car allow noise in, so they've kept those to a minimum. Power is delivered smoothly, the steering is light and nimble, and the brakes feel fantastic. Last night, Mazda executives said to us that they wanted Mazda 3 to be a bar by which other cars are judged, and I think they might be right. The classy interior, it is market leading. It is brilliant. It's a beautiful place to be. The seats are incredibly comfortable. Normally I like to think of a few things I don't like so much. And I suppose if I was being really picky, the 2-litre engine is not quite gutsy enough for me. This 2.5 is much, much better. Everything is easy and ergonomic to operate. All of the buttons are where you can get at them easy. All of the Mazda 3s have cool things like radar, cruise control, and blind spot monitoring. I had a chance to test the AEB, the autonomous emergency braking, yesterday. That works brilliantly. Because there are 6 grades and so many variants, you really have to pick the car and the engine that you really want. So you can decide between the mid-20s and the mid-30s what kind of car you want to drive. Do you want something that's got a little bit more power, a little bit more get up and go, or you can choose something that's just the very, very base. Interestingly, Mazda's dropped the very base models because people weren't buying them. 90% of people are buying the upgraded versions. The thing about Mazda 3 is that it is an all-new car. All-new car on an all-new platform. Mazda is sticking with the petrol engines, their tried and true drivetrains. Although you can get all of these cars in both a manual and an automatic, automatic is my choice. It feels great, it shifts great. I love this car. I love this car a lot. I love the way it looks, I love the way it feels. It's getting 9 out of 10. Mazda 3 lives up to its claims by Mazda executives. It is a car to which others in the small car segment should aspire. So there you have it. I think this car is well and truly worth the 9 out of 10 rating. It is up against the likes of Toyota and some of the Koreans. However, this car is a benchmark. It is a benchmark, there is no doubt about it. I'd happily have this with my own money. Don't forget, hit the little round button just there to subscribe.